I'm gonna be doing one side of my face as the millennial makeup version and one side of my face as the Gen Z makeup version. There's a lot of videos trending right now that are like Gen Z versus millennial. They're kind of about like warring against each other as generations. This video is not like that at all. It's just for fun and it's a makeup version. The idea is that the millennial type of makeup is like the heavy contour, the Kim Kardashian look, the full makeup, the false lashes, and then the Gen Z makeup trends are way more light and airy with like faux freckles, lots of neon eyeshadows, graphic liners, but just keeping things quite minimal. So I'm gonna do an extreme version of both trends of makeup. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Karina. I think it's pretty obvious, but I'm a millennial and I do lots of makeup looks that are just really natural and simple and beautiful. So if you're into that style of makeup, then I think you'll really like my content. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I already have my one side of the face done in like the millennial makeup style. And then I'm just gonna be doing half of my face the Gen Z way. We're gonna start with skin. So for skin, I think the trend is going very, very natural, which I personally love. And also just kind of like being yourself and letting your flaws show through. So not worrying about concealing every single blemish and like piling on concealer under your eyes, just kind of letting the skin breathe. They're huge into skincare. I've already done my skincare, but I am going to start by spraying my face with some MAC Fix Plus just for some extra hydration. Now on this side of my face, I chose the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which is like a medium coverage foundation. It's such a beautiful product. But for my Gen Z side, I'm going to be choosing this Morphe Hint Hint Skin Tint. Morphe is a huge brand collaborating with a lot of Gen Zs. So this is just a very light, skin-like kind of tinted formula. I'm not going to be using very much of this. I'm just going to be putting some on the back of my hand and I'll just blend that right in with my beauty sponge. So I do have some blemishes here, but I'm not going to focus on covering them up and making anything look perfect. Now, I don't think concealer is something that will ever go out of style, but the amount that the Gen Zs use compared to millennials is very different. I don't know if you're familiar with this like TikTok trend, but it's just basically putting a few dots on the inner corner and then a few dots on the outer corner just to kind of lift your eye up without like covering your whole face with concealer. So actually the trend for makeup right now is very skin focused, but it's a very light skin focused. So just not piling up a bunch of products onto your face. The other thing that's really in right now is keeping your face really oily. So people who have really naturally oily skin, just completely letting your oils show through and just kind of having like kind of a shiny makeup. I just did a video on a glossy makeup look. I'll link it up here if you want to see that. But things like the glass skin trend and the dolphin skin trend are kind of like representative of what is in. So that's all I'm going to do on my skin. I am going to just powder a little bit under my eye, but I'm not going to powder anywhere else because I just want it all to kind of soak into my skin and be how it is. Okay, so another big difference is that contour, like harsh contour lines, like the old Kim Kardashian look, has totally gone out. And what's come in is blush. So basically blush all over the face, specifically lots of blush applied to your cheek and just kind of like across the bridge of your nose for that sunburnt look. That's very, very in right now. So that's what we're gonna do. So I've just got a pink blush. This one's by Bobbi Brown. And I'm just gonna start putting that right onto my cheek and across the bridge of my nose. I'm not even gonna put bronzer on or anything. I don't want any like obvious harsh lines like I have on this side. I even baked right here so it was like really crisp, but on this side it's all gonna be like very airy and flowy, minimal. No full beat is, I think, what they call it. I don't know, you guys. And some of these trends I love because it really isn't focused on heavy makeup anymore and false lashes. I wasn't really into that anyway. Like this side of my face is more makeup than I would personally wear, but I was just trying to like really contrast millennial and Gen Z. I think like as a millennial, I kind of take some of these trends that are in and just like tweak them a little bit so that it's age appropriate. I am gonna take the blush right up into my temple, a little bit onto my forehead. But the other thing that's really in is freckles, and I love faux freckles. I think it makes your skin look really natural, but it's just kind of funny how trends come and go. I mean, freckles were not cool, you know, in the early 2000s. People were just trying to cover all of their freckles up, put heavy foundations on, and now they're back in, so what do you know? So this is the product Freck, and basically you just put little dots all over your face, wherever you want them. You want them to all kind of be like mismatched in different sizes. And then you take your hand while the product is still wet and you just press it over, and the product will duplicate and create more freckles wherever you put your finger. And then when it comes to eyebrows, it's all about just working with what you have, using your natural brow, letting all of your brow hair grow out. Sometimes I like this look. It kind of depends. Like if you actually have a unibrow, I'm not into that look where you just like let your brows grow completely wild and free and you've got hair everywhere and you're just brushing it all up. I think that's a little extreme for me. This is just a Q-tip with makeup remover. I'm just trying to get all the foundation out of my brow, and then I'm just going to use a brow glue to brush my hairs up, because that's what's trending right now. But no, I wouldn't just let my brows grow completely free. It's just a little wild for my liking. So I'll be using the Got2b spiking glue. I'm just gonna run that right into my brows and take my spoolie and just work the brow hairs up. All right, so on the Millennial side of my face, I've got like the classic highlight on my cheekbone. That's actually not something that I personally love to do either. I don't like a strobing highlight. I really just like that lit from within, glowing cheek kind of all over. But I'm going to take it to the extreme and do more of a glossy look on the Gen Z side. So I'm going to use the By Mario Master Secret Glow, and I'm just going to add a little bit of gloss on my face because, like I said, that oily kind of shiny look is really in. Okay, so moving on to my eyes. The eyes is where it gets kind of more fun and interesting. They are really into neon colors right now, bright colors, graphic liners, like really interesting kind of shapes. White eyeliners back in, the neon inner corner highlight. So lots of kind of fun and interesting eye looks, whereas the Millennial era, I think, was a little bit more about like the neutrals and the nudes. I'm not an overly colorful person. I like neutrals, and I think it is more age appropriate, but for summertime, I do like to play with color a little bit. It's just fun when you're like tanned and you just got like a pop of color going on. Now I've got this old palette from Kat Von D. It's this fun kind of color wheel. I'm gonna do a bright inner corner highlight, and I am going to do that with the orange shade in the palette. And to get that color to really pop, I will be using the NYX lip pencil in the color orange. I'm just gonna lay that down in my inner corner and kind of buff it out so that I can get that orange to lay and pop. Okay, and then just going in with this orange color. And then before I do any mascara, I am gonna just add a little bit of like a really thin black graphic liner. I don't want anything too crazy, but I am going to kind of make it more of like a flat wing, which I think is more trendy right now. So something like that, like really flat. I mean, I struggle with doing wings on camera because I have to be like really close to the mirror and like manipulate my eyelid and stuff. So now I'm just going to curl my lashes and go in with one coat of mascara. I think the key with wings right now is to just keep it like really, really thin. Thin is in, and also just kind of making it a little bit flatter instead of it being like angled up so high. You know, I've never really tried to do my eyeliner this flat, but I kind of like it. It just kind of like really like elongates your eye. Now I really only have lips left. Lips seem to kind of go one of two ways. The first one being they're really into overlining the lip. I'm really not into that. I think it looks super like bougie or something. And then the second one is just keeping it very minimal and using a lip oil. I don't have a lip oil, but I'm just gonna kind of make something up so that it looks sort of like a lip oil. So I'm just gonna take this Rare Beauty cream blush and put a little bit on with my finger just to give my lip like a little bit of a tint. And then I'm using the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme, and it's basically just like a really thin, clear gloss. It's supposed to plump your lips up. It kind of does, but it doesn't last for very long. And it smells really, really bad, so don't buy this product. It was a TikTok trend, and I wanted to try it. And usually I don't fall for things like this, but I bought it. And it does, like I said, it plumps your lips up for a little bit, but not very long. And it just smells so bad. Doing the Gen Z makeup is really quick because it is a lot more minimal, so it's a lot less work. And I like the way that it feels. It feels really comfortable, very hydrating, and just super, super fresh looking. Whereas like the Millennial side takes a lot more time. There's more products on to put on, and it looks beautiful too, but it just doesn't have like that healthy, fresh kind of look to it. So for me personally, as a Millennial, I've never really been totally on board with this style of makeup because I am way more of like a natural makeup person. So I like to pull a lot of these trends that are going on right now into my makeup regime. I'm kind of glad like that really harsh contour trend is kind of going out, Just I think this looks a little bit more clean and fresh. So that was really, really fun to film. It's just kind of fun to compare and contrast trends. Please comment below and definitely let me know like what trends that are happening right now are you into and what are you not into? What are things the Gen Z is doing with their makeup that you love and that you hate? And if you are into more of like a natural style of makeup like me and you're a millennial and you want to know how to like make these trends more age appropriate, then definitely subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of content that just shows you how to do really beautiful and simple natural makeup looks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.
It's a strange affection. It's too much to ask for. It's too much to ask